A home is not complete unless it is filled with the pitter-patter of paws. And what better way to add to the family than adopting a pet in need of a home?
Samantha Escobar is here from the Humane Society of Southern Arizona, and she joins us with a furry friend who's up for adoption and some tips on grooming your pet.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. So who is this little furry friend?
Oh, she's so cute. This is Raven, and she's so gentle and sweet.
Yes, she is.
And she was brought to the Humane Society because her owner had human medical issues, so couldn't take care of her.
Right.
They were having, oh, sorry, honey. They're having a hard time taking care of themselves, so they brought her to the Humane Society. She is great with other dogs. She is great with all people. Sometimes she can get a little protective of her mommy, whoever that might be, or her new daddy, but she doesn't mean it. So she's just a little bit protective. And she, like I said, she gets along great with other dogs. She is potty trained and she knows how to use puppy pads. So
How old is she?
She is also 10. So she's geriatric, so she's an older dog. But personally, older dogs are amazing because they're potty trained, they have all of the routines down, and this sweet girl would just make a great addition to any family.
She's so cute.
Yeah, and she's super fluffy. We actually shaved her down a little bit. So it is healthy.
I love the cut.
Yeah, like the lion.
The lion cut,
yes.
exactly. Yeah, I have seen some dogs that have the full lion cut and the fluffy tail. So yeah, she's doing well. But speaking of fur, it's a little bit harder to groom her as opposed to, say, like you were saying you had what kind of dogs?
I just have one. He's a short-haired, he's a mix. I don't know, but he's got short hair, and I can't think right now. So.
Oh, no, exactly though. Short hair versus long hair is definitely much different. I've actually brought some brushes here to kind of explain to you the different types that you can use. So you have, like, for example, a pin brush, which is great for long hair dogs, and then you have another bristle brush, which is also great for long hair dogs. So it just depends on the breed of dog, and also it's important that you're brushing and grooming your pet as often as possible, because if not, you're going to get hair everywhere, and also it can build up, and then they can get matted, and then when they're really, really matted, it can be very bad for their health. It can get so bad. I've seen cases where pets are so matted that they can't even walk.
Right.
So it's really important, and you really need to take grooming seriously.
And now, is this grooming of all types of pets? I mean, are there certain dogs that don't need to be groomed at all, or should you always just groom them a little bit?
Well, like, for example, boxers and short-haired dogs, I would always recommend giving them a bath once a month, just so you can get in there and get rid of all of that extra hair. And all pets shed, so believe it or not, all pets are going to be letting go of hair, and it's going to be flying everywhere. So just definitely know that when you actually bring a pet into your house, that you're going to have hair with dogs and cats.
And you brought with you a video today. Tell us what we're looking at.
Okay, so if you don't want to use a brush, and maybe some cats or dogs like to use the vacuum, this is another option that you have.
Can you really do this?
My dog is terrified of the vacuum.
Some pets are completely fine with it. Like, this kitty's totally okay with it. So, and I think she thinks it's a massage.
Probably.
I love her, and she's like a big fat cat too, so she's just loving it.
Really chubby. So, like I said, that was just a funny example, but it is important that you are grooming your pets every day. And also, while you're grooming them, make sure that you look in their ears and that you look at their paws. And if you have indoor, outdoor pets, make sure that you're looking in between their paws, because that's where little ticks can be and little, mites. So you want to make sure that while you're grooming them, you're paying attention to these health issues.
How do you train your dog to allow you to groom them?
Oh, that's a great question, because sometimes pets absolutely hate it. They're not like this cat that we just saw. So definitely use a lot of treats, peanut butter. I always recommend doing that. You want to use positive reinforcement. So while you're brushing your pet, go gently. Don't go in and start brushing them really hard. You want to go slow, and you want to go gentle, and you want to give them treats if they're not used to it yet. I also recommend starting in spots that they love best, like under their belly or behind their ears, before you start working on their outer areas, like their skirt near their tail.
Yes, right?
Yeah, so, and then, I mean, if ever you have any questions about your dog specifically, I always recommend the internet, because there's always videos on how to specifically groom your animal.
And this little lady is shaved. So do you recommend that for dogs that have long hair, especially in this climate?
Well, that's a good question, and I've gotten a lot of different sides from it. So I know a lot of people recommend not shaving your pet if they have long hair, because the fur, like huskies and Pomeranians and Shelties, it actually works as insulation to keep them cool. However, if your pet's going to be indoors all of the time and you want to manage and control the hair, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea to shave them down.
So, like, humans, when we have long hair, like when I wake up in the morning, my hair is like knotted.
Yeah.
No matter what I do. So what happens with your dog when maybe their hair is just knotted? You know, they wake up in the morning and they've got some knots in it or whatever. How do you get those out? I mean, is it a lot like combing your own hair where you just like keep working at it? Or?
Well, I mean, if your pet is hurting, and oftentimes they'll get little like dreadlocks behind their ears, which is really common, and it can hurt them, and you'll always see them scratching at it. I would just take a pair of scissors and gently cut it out if your pet is okay with it. I know, like I said, I have Shelties and they get them back there. So I'll just gently cut them out. Or if you're a little bit too scared or your pet is too fidgety, take them to a groomer so there's no cuts or any problems.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I do with my little one. I mean, that's
cut him out?
Oh no, he's got short hair. He's a rat terrier. I remember. But I mean, I'll take him to a groomer because he'll yelp, and I do the positive reinforcement when I'm doing his nails. But I can't stand it. You just go bad because they're your babies. So when they're yelping and they're sad, I'm like, nope, you're going to somebody else.
Someone else can deal with it.
You're going to the pet store.
And then the other thing I want to mention is it's also a great way to bond with your pet.
Yes.
So it's building trust and it's really bonding with them. But you know what? If you want to take them to a groomer, more power to you.
Yes.
He just gets a treat after.
Yeah.
Ladies, thank you so very much. It was a pleasure. If you'd like to open your home to any type of pet, pay the Humane Society a visit. They're located on Calvin Boulevard, northeast of Country Club and Fort Lowell. They're open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 6 and Sundays noon to 5. You can call them at 327-6088. Again, that number is 327-6088.
Coming up, if you've never had an interest in Judaism, if you've ever had an interest in Judaism, you can take classes to learn all about it. Rabbi Kohan from Temple Emmanuel is here to tell us all about it when we